Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a quick deck for you guys today. I want to show you this one here. This one is for a relatively new Planeswalker. This one is for Koth 2, otherwise known as Koth Fire Resistance. This deck, you'll notice that it's got some quirks to it, right? Red is an interesting one because red doesn't have a lot of the creature removal that you would like for, other colors like black, right? Black will have the remove target creature, like, destroy target creature your opponent controls kind of thing. Red doesn't have a ton of that, right? So what we have to do with red is a lot of times do damage to the creature to get him off the board. And this deck is a deck that will do a lot of that. Okay, really quickly, if you take a look at Koth, Koth is a very interesting Planeswalker. It's got 9 for the red as a mana bonus. That means basically you want to build around the red, right? This is a Planeswalker that has a personality. Personality meaning that he wants to do certain things, and that certain thing is just run with the red. And this is a deck that's going to help us to run with the red. This is a deck called Lava and Fireballs, okay? Lava and Fireballs, as you can see, we got Convert Red over here, or convert to your Planeswalker color, which will of course be red. Again, here, convert to red. This one here is a nice Vanguard, which will of course convert to red, right? So this is an interesting one. I'll go over it. It says, if this support has 7 or more shield, when a red gem is destroyed, deal 3 damage to your opponent. And that's going to be really awesome. All right, you'll convert to red if you use this here. And if you have 6 shield that you want to use, it will deal X damage to a target creature. That's basically how many red gems you have on the board. And again, this is to help us to get rid of creatures because red doesn't have a ton of removal. It's got more of this deal damage to creature to get them off the board kind of a situation. All right. That being said, take a look at some of these other cards. The ones I really want to point out, I like Scalding Viper, not because of this front side here, but because it allows you to return a creature to the opponent's hand. This one, of course, is going to be good for removal. Like I said, you definitely need to have the removal. This is going to be a deck that's going to be able to pay off a lot of cards, okay? It's going to be able to throw a lot of mana into your hand, and that's going to help you to basically pay off some of these expensive cards here. And really what you're going to want to do is have extra cards in your hand. So that's what Saheeli Rai does here. Saheeli Rai will help you to draw a card, does some damage to an opposing creature, and of course it will help you to create a copy of a target non-token creature that you have on the battlefield under your control, and then that will give it the artifact subtype. So basically it's going to reinforce a creature that you have. All right, so that's also good offensively. Alhammarret's Archive, this one is good to help you to get lots and lots of cards in your hand. And really, if you take a look at these, I have these 3 dragons. This is why it's called Lava and Fireballs, because these dragons really help you to just defeat the enemy creatures, right? Here's one of the dragons I like. I'll read it to you. Bargain, convert 8 gems to red. I don't do that one here. I like this card just for this bottom part. When you match red gems, deal 2 damage to the first opposing creature. If you can't, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Planeswalker. Again, we want to do some damage so that way we can keep creatures off the board. Here's another one, Flame Blast Dragon. When you match a red gem for the first time during your turn, deal X damage to an opposing target. X is the amount of mana on the first card in your hand. Okay, so good for damage to make sure that the opponent can't play creatures. This one is a good one also. It says when this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's Planeswalker, if your opponent controls more cards than you, exile an opposing card at random. Otherwise, opposing creatures gain can't attack. Alright, so awesome stuff here. Again, it's good for defense. Now let's take a look at some gameplay. This is something that I really want to show. This deck is a speed deck that is going to help you to do tons of damage. I think you're going to like this deck, especially because I think it's got some really good quirks to it. Like I said, this is called Lava and Fireballs, and you're going to get to see why. This deck is going to definitely spit lava at the opponent. There we go. For this deck, it's not super hard to figure out what we're trying to do. Every time you're able to match red, go ahead and match red, right? You just get enough damage or enough of those gems there that, it doesn't really matter what else you got on the board. Go like that, and there we go. Nice little cascade there. Got lucky. There we go. As long as you're converting the reds, as long as you're matching reds, you're doing fine. Oh, those are some good cards there. Now, one thing I want to point out is Koth's ability here, the Miran Mountains. I try to launch this as often as I can, unless I'm building up to get one of these. You can pause the video, right, and take a look. But what you'll basically see is that it helps you to take off non-red gems from the board. And really, that's going to help you to just continue to just match those reds, all right? It says here, at the beginning of your turn, destroy X non-red gems. X is 2 plus the number of land supports you control. These are, of course, all land supports. This effect can be triggered once only for all of the cards that you have that are called Miran Mountain that's under your control. When you match 3 or more red gems, if this support has a Forge emblem, and opposing Vanguard support loses X shield. If you can't, deal Y damage to the first opposing creature. If you can't, deal Y damage to the opponent's Planeswalker. Y is the support's level. Alright, so you'll see how that looks as we play throughout the game. If you want to read it again, you can just rewind the video and, of course, hit that pause button. There we go. Phyrexian Atlas. I tell you what, we'll play this. We definitely want to play that. It's going to help us get more cards into the hand. And we got more cards in the hand, that's going to be good. Now you notice there's nothing in the hand right now. It's because we played everything. That's a real common thing with this deck here. Just because, you know, you definitely have a lot of mana going into the hand. And you're going to be able to pay a lot of this stuff off. Okay, there we are, Miran Mountain again. If you're noticing a common theme that we're just launching Miran Mountain turn after turn, yep, that's something that happens in this deck. There we go. Okay, it's looking good. We'll go with this. There we go. You can see why this is called Lava and Fireballs, right? We're getting this guy some direct damage right on him. There we go again. He's getting hit with that direct damage. Alright, Koth again, and another Scalding Viper. Tell you what, we'll launch... You know what, I don't want to launch that Scalding Viper. I kind of do want to launch it, but we don't have to. Let's get Koth up here. Convert. There we go. Look at that, the opponent's taking shots here. A ton of shots. Lots of damage. And again, this is because we're able to convert those gems. We're able to just keep matching these reds. There they go, taking more damage up here again, and some more, and some more. Now, that's why we call this thing Lava and Fireballs, right? He's taking damage there. A lot of this is that direct damage, kind of like the lava spewing out of a volcano, shooting up in the air, landing on your opponent there. This is also kind of like the fireball effect, right? Just tons of fireball damage landing on your opponent's head right there. Amazing stuff. There we go. Convert again. Let's go with this, of course. At this point, I could have used the third one, but, you know, we're so far ahead, it doesn't really matter at this point. So, right there, Flame Blast Dragon, yeah, we'll hit that. There we go. Lots of damage on the opponent there. That's the thing with this deck, you don't really have to do creature damage. A lot of the damage will come from just these little tiny fireballs that I'm shooting out at the opponent. And you can tell, right? I think more than half of the damage. Right there, look, there's a win. More than half of the damage we've done, we're from that. Anyway, like and subscribe, that helps the channel. Share with all your friends, as we always say, guys. Alright, thank you for watching. Good gaming, guys.